I'd like to bring in a person who's inspired me in my journey, and he's been very much someone who pushed me to do things I didn't want to do, to speak in ways that I wasn't jealous. The word's not jealous. It's like admiring someone for what they can do and then wanting to do that because I know how it affected me and I wanted to do that for other people. That would be called creating a real breakthrough in pain of their history. Not by just saying, well, I get over, let's just let it go. That's not it. They'll pretend in their sick minds and then they'll get uplifted without actually doing any form of work. It's called the bloodsuckers of the energy vampires, and it's not rewarding, and it is boomeranged on the planet and causes hurricanes, it causes plane crashes, it causes all kinds of mass catastrophes. It makes people go to an elementary school. Mona Van did that to shoot little children so that she can look cool on a stage instead of taking on what she put on the planet. Understand what I just said. That's why the Middle East are the Middle East, and that's why there's a desert there. They're not pure. They're filth. Go take a look at the people from Qatar as your example of the worst people on the globe, but they're clueless. And then you become clueless by watching it, and then it becomes a repetition of seeing it continuously over and over again, where you do nothing for anyone else except for Ken Craddock lays in her bed, and then for one moment in her life, she feels some form of emotion and then tries to latch onto a little infant versus be a mother. So, Ken Craddock, you're done. Now back to the story, or not, it's not a story, it's just a conversation around the real practice of a yoga practice. You can't fake it. You can look the part. You can wear your skinny leggings and your fancy clothes, which all comes off the energy of Lululemon. However, I'm going to tell you that Lululemon, their business is failing. Their business is failing because that's the trajectory of a business when you built your house off of sand. So you could thrive and succeed for like 20 to 30 to 40 years. However, that's inappropriate, especially considering the eternity that you're going to have to pay for the things that you've done to other people. So anybody ever been to a Lululemon store or a Lululemon class and experienced the wrath of the Lululemon girls as they pretend to be nice people? You better fucking believe I've got Lululemon, I've got the other brands. We won't say the other brands because we want to focus on what Lululemon does, which is lie their ass off while they work in a cheerleader club of working off fake friendly, fake empowerment while abusing and stepping on other people by disregarding them and disrespecting. They disregard people. And so you have to have that uppity feel about yourself in their vision of Lululemon in order to be accepted by them. Think about that for a second. And then if you show up like a nice person, they act like wolves and attack you and rip you and tear you to shreds and then walk away laughing as if they've done something of success. Because if you get seen by the right people, they're toast. And then they all cry their little bitch eyes out in a video with Gary Vee, which happened last year, and say, well, I just wish the world was a better place. Because that's the 70s hippie girl. An example of someone who's a tyrant against America because she doesn't want to actually take responsibility or get a real job. And then you're going to try to educate us on what? Emotions? That's Mona Van, except she's got the higher pedigree of the cash and the diamond and the group of the Lulu Club. It's not the Lulu Club. It's the elitists out of New York City who are capitalizing off of online yoga and Pilates and things that actually made a difference for communities so that she could win and everybody else could fail. You cannot fake a yoga practice. The protectors of yoga are there to show you that what they're doing is illegal. And if I catch any Baptiste teacher supporting this shit, you're fucking done. You're going to prison with them. And I do believe that we have a couple people on our Baptiste list that are going to prison for what they've done to the only yoga practice in the world that is worth participating in at this time. The only yoga practice in the world worth participating at this time would be that of Baptiste yoga. I'm a graduate of 500 hours of Baptiste yoga. I've taken 2 long weeks of amazing yoga practice, of literally hours of yoga practice with people like you who were sick and mentally ill. I've taken weekend retreats in different parts of the country, including Bala Vinyasa, which is in Coral Gables in Miami, a Baptiste studio of a husband and a wife. Surprise! Bet you didn't know that. Taking yoga practice in the highest situations on top of the mountains, the top of Pikes Peak. Taking yoga practice in Boulder, Colorado, the mecca of yoga across the globe with some of the rudest people. Taking a art of assisting classes. And the list goes on and on and on. However, I'm sitting over here and Melissa Wood is owning a big business out of New York City where these folks of the Lululemon community closed my business down. They then opened up studios and copied the yoga practice and added horse pose. Core Power Yoga, folks. Core Power Yoga is Baptiste stolen yoga, adding in horse pose with a bunch of Lululemon girls who disrespect yoga. So if you're a Core Power student, watch out. If you've been to Core Power, you did a yoga teacher training at Core Power. If you are a Core Power teacher, if you've trained at Core Power, you are a bad yoga teacher. And you better fucking believe that these yoga teachers don't practice, and you have to practice in order to teach. And that's the law of yoga. So I don't know why these women are standing in front of your faces trying to teach you on all this health and wellness shit when they don't practice it. And that means if you're a Monavan and you hired a chef to do clean eat parties, you don't practice. You just get served and waited on. And that's not practice. That means you don't have a foundation of any form of education, and Americans don't like that. That doesn't bring value to a hardworking American. See, Americans like to work hard. Not in the way Kamala Harris says either. No, they like to feel enjoyment in life and misery all at the same time. Misery is work. And all of you at Wellness Oasis are in utter misery. And I would expect that people at Bala Vinyasa would be at the Wellness Oasis spying for Baptiste yoga. And that's how this is all supposed to work. But you think that what, I'm the bad guy? Because I want Bala Vinyasa to survive? Because you want to close down Baptiste yoga, which changed your fucking lives? So where's my support from my community called Baptiste Yoga while I'm over here doing this shit by myself for an Iranian piece of shit bitch? Where I literally go in the comment sections and I get hushed by all you freaks. And that tells you everything of how much you learn by going to a session with some other bitch that's not part of the community. That's called living in fear. You know, like give it up, give up what you